Capital Riverside in the last 3 games of your season, which is a tad bit less strenuous than the stretch that they're in right now. But you'll hear
Marshall Orthopedics High School Game of the Week is presented by the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute. Sponsored by the City of Huntington Highway Safety Patrol and Jason Elkins State Farm.
Hello, I'm Delegate Rick Griffith, a candidate for the state Senate, asking for your support. I'm honored to represent Wayne and Cabell residents, and I want to continue working for education, veterans, and important issues affecting West Virginia workers and their children and families. I would be grateful for your support. Have a great season, and remember to vote November 5th.
Paid for by Rick Griffith for Senate.
CJU is a great company to work for. We've been around for 78 years. We are an underground utility construction company all across the East Coast. We are rapidly growing, and we're seeing a huge growth in this market, a huge need for employees. We are always looking for those that are experienced, those that are trying to get their foot in the door. We have positions for everybody. We offer competitive pay. We offer competitive benefits. We take pride in having a family atmosphere at CJU's, and it's truly just a family company.
Mr. Cooper, we have an emergency at a middle school.
Thank you. Board office, will you activate the crisis team? This is not a drill.
In Cabell County Schools, we are ready, alert, and aware.
Cabell Midland Knights take on the Huntington Highlanders. As they say in the old sports cliche, throw the records out the window. The rivalry game is on the field tonight. Huntington High and Cabell Midland, very storied rivalry, if you will. I was looking at the overall series. Cabell Midland still leads the overall series, 18-14. And then the last couple of years, 2022 and 2023, Huntington has been, well, take that back, in 2023, Cabell Midland, the last victor in this series by a score of 31-21. But these games are always hard fought. You've got two teams that like to get after one another. And Tim, I know that, and by the way, Tim Stevens, the one, the only, the often imitated, never duplicated Tim Stevens is joining us on the broadcast this evening from our friends over at the Yard Dispatch. And, man, it's good to have you in on the broadcast. But fundamentally, these two teams are always very well coached. Billy Seals, as you probably heard in the coach's interview, has built his program now. It used to be about numbers of kids that would come out for football, and now he's got his school bought into his style of football. He's been there a number of years now, but I remember back in the day when he first got here, it was tough for him. But now you've got a guy who coaches fundamentals, lives fundamentals, and inspects what he expects. And you got a first-year coach, John Ashworth, here by his own right is feeling his way around and getting his team to buy in. But fundamentally, these two teams are always very well coached, but also that air of you never know what's going to happen when these two get together.
Yeah, exactly right. They both they do the little things well. They both do the little things well, and that goes a long way. You know, one might have more talent than the other, and that's probably the case tonight too. But they always play each other hard, and when you do that, anything can happen. You know, and you see that in rivalries all the time. And you mentioned Billy, and I was talking with him yesterday, and he had an 0-10 years ago.
I was there. I was doing the broadcast there back when Billy got here. I actually, when Zach Wilson was still there, I was there when Zach was there, and then Billy came in.
That's right. They've been through what Midland's going through right now, and it was probably worse than what Midland's going through right now. But then they wound up winning a state championship a few years later. So it turns around. It happens to every program at some point. As great as Ironton has been, they had a couple of losing seasons even under Bob Luce.
Absolutely.
So you see Wheelersburg has a losing record this season. It happens to everybody at some point. Capital is a good example.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That.
Yeah.
Nobody's on top all the time. So it's how you handle that and get through it, and you still teach the fundamentals like you said, and you build up the program. That's how you get back to prominence, and I have no doubt Midland will do that, and I'm sure they'll give their all tonight.
Well, Midland's certainly happy to be back on their home turf this evening for this ball game. That gives them a little leg up, being on their home field and having their crowd here. People still filing in this evening, but let's talk about those Huntington Highlanders just a little bit. They're a very prolific offense, and they're able to do a lot of things offensively, and they've got a very stifling defense when they want to as well. When they get their backs up, they're tough. They're hard to guard. No pun intended. But you've got Keegan Sack. You're going to see a lot of 63 carries, 463 yards on the year, 10 rushing touchdowns, and then you've got the receiving core. You've got 7 guys with 3 or more receptions and 7 receiving touchdowns. Saul Jackson's returned a kickoff for a touchdown, and so is Tavion Wilson. He's returned a fumble recovery for a touchdown. There's a lot of speed on this team that I don't think even in prior games for Midland that they've seen the type of speed that a couple of these guys have.
Right. And talking to Coach Ashworth yesterday, I asked him, what impressed you about Huntington High, and he said speed,
yeah.
Speed, and that's what they have. Zaw Jackson's going to WVU because he can run. Tavion Wilson just had a great visit at Clemson because he can run. You look at Keegan Sack, committed to Air Force. You don't play at that level if you're slow.
No.
So they can really run, and their big guys can move too, and that makes a difference in a good team and a great team.
It does, and that's important too. You keyed on something there. Their big guys can move. They've got big guys that you don't traditionally see that quick on their feet and that kind of footwork, and they do it very well. Mm-hmm. Midland's got a few of those guys as well that can do that. I know that Midland is down, but I'll throw this back out there. It's Midland and Huntington High. You never really know how this is going to come out. Cabell Midland's still in search of that first win. So, they're going to come out hot. They're going to come out motivated to get that win under their belt, especially in a rivalry game like this. So we're going to step away. We're going to come back. I'll have the coin toss out of the way. We'll get captains recorded and announced as well. Right after this, you're listening to Midland Football on 97.9 The River.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Going out? Hungry? Have kids? Looking for a fun, casual joint? Then Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington is the place to be. Bring the kids 12 and under on Tuesdays, and they eat for just 99 cents all day long. That's right, an entree, 2 sides, and a drink for less than $1. Plus, Tuesday at Roosters means a featured appetizer all day for just $2. Roosters will lighten your mood and not your wallet. And you can always enjoy your favorite sports on Roosters 40 TVs. Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington, a fun, casual joint.
Hey, it's Sydney at Thornhill Toyota, and I've got the deal for you.
Get in the game with the all-new 2024 Toyota Tacoma, one of the best in resale value and hottest on the road. Now with 5.99% APR for 72 months.
Come visit us today on the Thornhill Motor Mile.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
Planning for a funeral is never easy, and selecting the right mortuary can be important. Family owned and operated for over 6 decades, our family has helped other families going through the most difficult time. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory can help you plan arrangements today or offer a pre-need funeral plan in line with your intimate wishes. And now we provide Huntington's only on-site crematory. Call us for a free consultation. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory, serving the tri-state for over 60 years.
Tony the Tailor is well known to have the best suits, jackets, and pants anywhere. But our strength is actually our sophisticated casual and sportswear. From Brax pants and Emmanuel Berg sports shirts, Cole Haan and DiBianco shoes, Left Coast tees and Mac jeans, Johnny O sportswear and Len belts, we have what you need to look your best at work or at play. Tony the Tailor, downtown Charleston or online at bestmastertailor.com.
PCB is a long-standing partner in our community. We're your neighbors, your teammates, and your friends, and we want to be your banker. We're a team of experienced professionals focused on the personal, residential, and business needs of our community. We make decisions locally, quickly, and with your best interest in mind. We care about you, your family, your business, and your goals. We're PCB, a proud community bank. Open an account with us today.
Know you're going into the playoffs, but
absolutely. So, and you took the first bye week this year, which is usually a good thing. But then you've got an out-of-state team. Ironton already has 2 games under its belt.
Right.
You're playing your first, so that's a disadvantage of that.
Yeah, for sure. And Ironton, like you said, they're just a storied program, and they probably saw some of the best athletes that they're going to see in the first game of the season there too. They have a bunch of commits themselves, and they ran the field at Marshall that week, and yeah, they were impressive. But again, get these guys together, get Midland on the same page a little bit, and hopefully this week's been a good week of practice. Sound like it was with Coach Ashworth, that they had a good week of practice, and they're moving along. And like you said, there's been flashes of them getting things together, and I think as we were talking through the break there a little bit, I do think that George Washington was their chance to win out of those 3 games, and just a mistake here and a mistake there is what hurts so much. They played so well in that first half, and I really thought that they were going to be able to hold it. But as George Washington goes, you know the Edwards family as well as I do. they've been there since Jesus was a baby, and that's always a very well-coached team, and they've had their share of success there too, and that's a tough place to play.
It was a tough place to play, and Coach Edwards was going for his 200th victory, so there was that impetus. Midland didn't play well up there the last time they played at GW. It's just, that was their best shot at a win, but by no means was it an easy shot at it.
And like you said, I thought there were some things last week that came out of Midland's loss last week even. Against Hurricane, there were positives. I mean, the final score is, not telling of when you see some of that stuff happening and you actually see the light bulb go on with those kids. And I saw that in that game as well as the game at Spring Valley. And, of course, I always feel like that first game of the season is butterflies and, just feeling stuff out. And, of course, when you can't have butterflies against Ironton.
No.
And especially when, like you said, they've had 2 games under the belt already.
Right. That's a loaded team. They're always ready to play, and they have great players. And I've seen 2 of Ironton state championship teams and several of their state runner-up teams, and this Ironton team is right up there.
They're pretty impressive. I've seen those state championship teams as well, and you've been doing this a little longer than I have, but we were trying to figure out years for me. This is year 26 for me doing broadcasts. I started out down at Russell, but I remember some of those Ironton teams, man, and when Coach Lutz was there and even after Coach Lutz had left, they just kept doing their thing, and they're always a force to be reckoned with, and they live it down in Ironton.
They do. This is year 43 for me, so I've seen a bunch of those Ironton teams through the years.
Yeah, man.
And a bunch of Midland and Barbersville, Milton before that.
I was going to say, you've seen some Coach Thornburg too as well, Richard Williams and Bob Sang, and a bunch of those guys. Captains are making their way out of the field for the Cabell Midland Lights for the coin toss. It's Logan Hobbs, Elijah Pratt, Carson Gue, and Thomas Gibson. For the Huntington Highlanders, Avante Crawford, Zaw Jackson, Braxton Mount, and Mason Ramsey are the captains at midfield. The coin toss is going on as we speak. We'll see who wins the toss and see what they decide. Again, Midland in their solid reds with the pinstripe and the pants and the block M on the pewter helmets. Huntington High in their white jerseys, gold pants, green numerals, gold trim, and the block H dark green helmet. Someone deferred. I saw the signal, but I didn't see who won the toss.
No, I couldn't tell.
We'll see, because they'll tell when they line it up. So Midland won the toss, deferred to the second half, so they will kick it away to the Highlanders. We've got 12 minutes on the clock, and we are ready to play football here from Ona, West Virginia. We welcome you to the broadcast here on 97.9. Chris Tatum and Tim Stevens with you, the vacationing Kent Bryson, and our friend Jason Toy is covering some NASCAR this weekend. So they brought in some credibility to the broadcast when they told me I was going to do it with Timmy Stevens, and I said, well, that brings instant credibility here, so maybe we'll get through this thing.
Oh, I don't know about that. I've been around a long time, but that,
they call that seasoned, right?
Yeah. There's a reason I write instead of talk, So we'll find out if I can make it through tonight.
Well, they always tell me that I have a face for radio.
I used to do a lot of color commentary when we had the Huntington Cubs, and Mike Tucker would have me on. So I've got a little experience in this. So.
I knew when you showed up it was going to be the A game right here. Deep men for Huntington High are Avante. Check that, not Avante Crawford. Andreas Reese, I believe, number 2. Yep. And then on the other side, opposite of us, is Jackson. To kick it away for the Knights is Andrew LaFawn. Ball's on the tee at the 40-yard line, dead center of it. We are ready to go. Whistles blow, and LaFawn will go into motion. Kick is away. He's got a pretty good leg on him. That one's going to sail to the middle of the end zone and bounce out for the touchback. So we'll get our first look at this Huntington Highlander offense. Again, 3-1 on the season. They're outscoring their opponents 158 to... Let me see here. I lost my spot on my spreadsheet. 115, I think, maybe?
Yeah.
But out comes the Huntington offense. Quarterback in the shotgun. Single back, 2 wideouts to the left and 1 to the far side right. Huntington moving from right to left in front of us. Back finds a hole. That was Keegan Sack on the carry. He picks up about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
One back Huntington High doesn't have this year that it's had in the past is DeEdric Graves. He transferred to, as we've talked about Ironton a lot, he transferred to Ironton.
Yeah. Back to work for this Huntington offense. Same setup, 2 wideouts and a single back. Flags fly. Offsides on Cabell Midland. Looked like somebody lined up incorrectly, so we'll get the call. Encroachment on the Highlanders. They'll march off 5 yards, and they'll repeat 2nd down. So that will make it a 2nd and 1.
You don't want to help Huntington High.
No, and those those penalties are the things that frustrate a coach more than anything. Quarterback from the shotgun, man to the short side left. There's the snap, hands it off. Sack gets the call around the right side. Down the sideline he goes across the 40 to the 45. 46 is where he'll be taken down. Tackle is going to be made by Marcus Dean. Sack picks up the 1st down and a bit more out to the 46-yard line. Just underway here from Cabell Midland High School. 11 minutes to go in this first quarter. Just a minute in. Huntington received the opening kick by the deferral of the Knights to the second half. Huntington offense to the line of scrimmage. Same setup, man of the short side right, one in the slot on the left side. There's the pass, swings it out. The pass is going to be caught by Jamari Tubbs. He's into Midland territory, 45 and 40. Still on his feet at the 30, down to the 27-yard line, and he's going to be taken down by Caleb Parlier. Tubbs with a nifty reception there and actually spun off of a few tackles and wiggled his way out of coverage a few times as well, and that's going to be another Highlander 1st down. It'll be at the 27-yard line. We talked about some of those guys that are quick. Caleb Parlier is the one who made that tackle, Tim. 265 off the line made the tackle.
He can move for that big.
Man in motion is Zaw Jackson. He gets the call around the left side. He goes, follows a blocker. He's to the 20-yard line before he's taken down. On the tackle for the Knights was Cannon Dillon. And you can also credit Jeffrey Lewis for the Knights on that tackle as well. 2nd down and 3, a pickup of 7 for Zaw Jackson.
He's so tough to defend because he'll line up in the slot, he'll line up wide, he'll line up at tailback. You never know where he is.
Never know where he's going to go either. From the gun as Avante Crawford pitches out to Keegan Sack around the right side. He goes, bounces off a defender, now is upended at about the 11-yard line. But Keegan Sack picks up another 1st down for the Huntington Highlanders, the tackle made by Marcus Dean for the Knights. 1st and 10 from officially the 11, we'll call it, as the Highlanders will break the huddle and come back to the line of scrimmage. Ball rests on the 11. 2 wideouts, far side right, 1 here to the near side left. Single back. There's a snap. Hands it off. Keegan Sack gets the call right up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown. An 11-yard touchdown run for Sack. Puts Huntington on the board early in the first.
One little stutter step there and then just shot through the line. He was so quick.
Yeah, he faked somebody out of their shoes down there. Extra point on the way. Jordan Price, the kick is up. It is in, and it is good. With 8:56 in this first quarter, it is Huntington High 7, Cabell Midland 0. We'll step away for a quick break and come back with more Knights football on 97.9 The River.
At B&E Menswear, you can rent this tuxedo or buy this suit and keep it. Rent the tux or buy the suit. Same price. Think about it. Rent the tux or keep the suit. It's the same price. B&E Menswear, Huntington.
Going out? Hungry? Have kids? Looking for a fun, casual joint? Then Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington is the place to be. Bring the kids 12 and under on Tuesdays, and they eat for just 99 cents all day long. That's right, an entree, 2 sides, and a drink for less than $1. Plus, Tuesday at Roosters means a featured appetizer all day for just $2. Roosters will lighten your mood and not your wallet. And you can always enjoy your favorite sports on Roosters 40 TVs. Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington, a fun, casual joint.
Have you thought about it yet? Rent the tux, buy the suit. Rent the tux, buy the suit, same price. Think about it. B&E Menswear. No gimmicks, just low prices. B&E Menswear, Route 60, Huntington.
Yards down the field goes Huntington High for the first score of the evening at the 8:56 mark of the first quarter to make it 7-0. Price comes on and puts the extra point through the uprights, and now Huntington High will kick it away after scoring on their first drive of the ballgame. Just underway here from the Castle, 8:56 left in this first quarter. 7-0 your score. Chris Tatum, Tim Stevens with you this evening for the call. Beautiful night for football here. Temperature's just right. And a nice crowd did file in here pretty good for this evening. We were watching last-minute folks come in, and it looked a little sparse, but it's filled in nicely on both sides. So we've got TV here this evening as well. This one being broadcast as the game of the week, and then we've got the Cabell County Schools broadcast as where our feed is, so you can catch it on the Facebook page as well as online. We appreciate Bushmounts and his crew taking care of us here this evening for our online broadcast too, and to Lowell Austin, who's back in studio keeping us in line here. So Huntington High is going to tee it up to kick it away will be Jordan Price. The deep man for Cabell Midland is Marcus Dean. He'll stand on his own about 4 or 5 yard line.
Jordan Price, as is Keegan Sack, a transfer from George Washington.
Yeah.
So a couple of Patriots teamed up to give the former Patriots teamed up to give Huntington out of the lead.
We'll get Jordan Price to go to work here. Into motion he goes. Price is going to boot that one right down the middle. It's going to bounce into the hands of Dean. Dean to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, 25. Got some room to run. Scoots back across the 30 and is going to be taken down at the 35-yard line. And on that tackle was Elias King.
And speaking of transfers, Marcus Dean came to Cabell Midland from Huntington High. It made a really nice
that's right.
So,
that's right.
So, if you go to a game, you need a roster nowadays. It's, kids move around so much now, but that's just the way high school football is at this point.
I'm just going to say I'm not a fan of that.
No.
I don't care that they're moving around, but the way it used to be is you had to sit here.
Right.
If it's a parent moving or you have to move, then I see it. The snap is bobbled by Dean. He's going to be taken down in the backfield for a big loss at about the 22-yard line. Finishing off that tackle for the Highlanders was Jamari Tubbs. So the first snap from scrimmage for the Knights goes awry. Bad snap, and it lands them back at about the 25-yard line.
And now you've got to start. You got to wonder what's the psyche of Cabell Midland. Is it, oh, here we go again, or do we're gonna suck it up here and still get after it? I imagine they'll suck it up and still get after it because that's the kind of guys they are.
Oh yeah, you know those kids play hard.
Mm-hmm.
Now they'll break the huddle and come out. There's the snap. Around the right side comes Dean on the keeper. Direct snap across the 25. Not much of a gain there, maybe a yard. It's going to bring up third down. And that bobbled snap on the first play from scrimmage really hurt Cabell Midland here. They're going to mark the ball on the 27. Third down coming up for the Knights.
Midland is still, despite the coaching change and such, and a more pass-oriented team than they have been, they're still not a great passing team. So you get second and long, third and long, you're in trouble.
Yeah, that's certainly not their bread and butter. Back to work for the Knights. Quarterback in the gun, takes a snap. Around the left side. And that was Andrew LaFawn on a short gain. Gets a couple to the 20-yard line. It's going to bring up fourth down. And about 15. So on to punt it away will be Thomas Gibson. You heard Coach Ashworth talking about Gibson taking on a bit of a leadership role here and putting the Knights in good position with his punting duties. Snaps a little low on the ground, hauls it in, picks it up, and kicks it downfield. He's going to get a Midland bounce, a nice Midland bounce, and it will stop in its tracks at about the 34-yard line. And that's where the Highlanders will take over 1st and 10.
Coach was talking about Thomas Gibson quite a bit with me yesterday too. He really likes his punting and his play in the secondary as well.
Yeah, he's definitely come on as a leader, and for him to talk about him like that, it shows how much they are relying on him now.
And this team needs that. They need players who will step up and lead it. It can't be all on the coaches.
No, absolutely not. There has to be some kids take on that role, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And fortunately for Thomas, he's been that guy. The handoff this time is Keegan Sack. First play from scrimmage on their second drive. He comes around the left side towards the 40-yard line and gets across to the 40 to the 41. So Sack will get 8 yards on the carry, make it 2nd and 2. Huntington High back to the line of scrimmage. Devontae Crawford with a single back and 2 men over to the short side left and a wide out each way. Now they'll change it up. Change it to the line of scrimmage, change field position of a couple.
Cool.
It pitches into the backfield to Zaw Jackson, scooting away from coverage. Now he's back across this side of the field, the wide side. He's got a block. He's down the field to the 40, 35 and 30, 25 and 20. Fakes a defender out. He's still on his feet. Touchdown. Wow, what a run. 59 yards on the play for Huntington High as Zaw Jackson goes into the end zone. And you want to talk about faking somebody out down around the 10-yard line. He sidestepped and stutter stepped, and there was no way for the defender to recover.
Yeah, he doesn't lose any speed even
No.
when he tries to fake somebody out, though. He's still quick.
No, right. There's nothing lost on his move. I think he could moonwalk and try to fake somebody out and still not lose speed. Jordan Price on to attempt the extra point. There's the kick. It is up. It is in, and it is good with 5:33 left in the first quarter. It is Huntington High 14, Cabell Midland 0. We'll step away and come back with more action from the Castle here on 97.9 The River.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Planning for a funeral is never easy, and selecting the right mortuary can be important. Family owned and operated for over 6 decades, our family has helped other families going through the most difficult time. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory can help you plan arrangements today or offer a pre-need funeral plan in line with your intimate wishes. And now we provide Huntington's only on-site crematory. Call us for a free consultation. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory, serving the tri-state for over 60 years.
Wendy's has new saucy nugs. And if Wendy's found a way to make their nugs even better, anything is sauceable! For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
At the Castle. Chris Tatum and Tim Stevens with you here on 97.9 The River. It is 14-0 in favor of the Huntington Highlanders. And if you were going to put anybody on this field in the TV show Dancing with the Stars, Zaw Jackson would be that guy. He danced his way all the way into the end zone around coverage. And you heard Tim Stevens say, even when he's a juke move or a sidestep, he loses 0 speed. A spin move, 0 speed lost on this kid. And Tim said it during the break, too. That's why he's a Division I player. But I'm telling you, that was a nifty run by Zaw Jackson to put 6 more on the board. Price comes on and puts the extra point through the uprights, and that's where we stand. And we've got 5 minutes and 33 seconds left in this first quarter. And that's the speed we were talking about, Tim, in the pregame. This is exactly what they knew they were going to have to deal with, and that's what Coach Ashworth talked about in the interview with you and in the pregame with Jason Toy.
Yeah, you just can't coach that. You can't simulate it in practice. There's really very little you can do to combat that. You have to anticipate really well, and that's hard to do. He took the pitch on what looked like a broken play at first, took the pitch right, he comes back left, and then he makes a cut about the 10-yard line. It's just, what do you do about that?
Nothing. Hope to contain it. Hope to contain it enough to keep yourself in it.
That's
really.
That's all you can do.
But we talked about the weapons this team has in terms of the running game and the passing game. These guys, even when you have scored on them, the punt or the kickoff rather is dangerous because they got guys who can run one back at any given time.
They do.
It's a dangerous team.
Defensively, they can
Oh
score.
gosh,
Huntington High has it at all 3 levels.
Jordan Price will kick it away. He's gotten some work this evening. Dean, the deep man for the Knights. There's the kick. It's away. And it's going to go into the end zone for the touchback. No chance of return there, so the Knights will come out after the touchback and go to work. First and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Knights as the offense comes out onto the field. Now they've got there's an extra ball that went out on the field. That's the holdup. The whistles sounded, and I was like, what's going on? The ball boys over there lost track of one of the footballs.
It's hard enough to keep up with one without a
Yeah,
ball.
exactly. Back to work for this Knights offense. Single wide out here to the near side. There's a snap. Right up the middle goes the football. Not much doing there at the line of scrimmage. He might have gotten a yard or two. Pauly with the carry for Cabell Midland. Picks up 2 yards, make it 2nd and 8 for the Knights. I've been watching their offensive formation. It's much different due to the personnel changes they've had. They're not lining up at all with a threat of a pass, and I think with a team like Huntington, you at least have to keep it in the mix to keep them honest, and they're just not doing that. They're not lining out wide at all. You got one in the slot. There's a flag that flies.
And Huntington High has 9 guys in the box. Their cover 2 guys are only 9 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, right.
Really 7 yards on this play off the line of scrimmage. They're all bunched up there.
It's tight.
It is. Yeah. You have to at least have a threat to throw it.
So the penalty is offsides on Huntington High. Those 5 yards that Midland got penalized for with the encroachment will now be given back to them as Huntington High is whistled for a 5-yarder. Back to work for Midland. There's the snap. Quarterback keeper right up the middle. He's got a little room to juke and jive. Not the ankle tackle was made there. That is enough for a Knights first down. But on that tackle was Keegan Sack. So they'll pick up their first down of the evening. And the ball rests at the 32-yard line. Midland needs to get a sustained drive here put together and give themselves a little momentum and not let them come back and put a third score on the board. There's a flag again. Flags fly. And it's going to be encroachment on Huntington High again, I believe.
Yeah, I think they lined up in the neutral zone.
I heard the dead ball part, and I got the signal, so that's exactly what happened to him. So a 5-yarder will make it first down and 5 after they march off the penalty. Ball now rests on the 37. 3:55 on a rolling clock here in the first quarter.
Now, I guarantee you Billy Seals is not happy with that, with the team losing focus after he gets a quick lead.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. There's the snap, direct snap to the back. And they stayed right with that, right with coverage. They did not even bite at all. The direct snap was to Dean, and he got nowhere. He loses a couple of those 5 yards given on the penalty. And I'll tell you, that's a smothering defense right there from Huntington High. It's like you said, there's quick big men on both sides of this ball, but that, and we talked about that in Midland's defensive series a minute ago about who made the tackle. You got 2 guys came off the line to just stifle that run. Nowhere to go. Second down at 7, 35-yard lines where the ball is. There's a snap. And there's a flag that comes in. I won't call it late, but as the play was developing, that time the ball carrier is Landon Taylor. Taylor gets out to the 41-yard line. Yard and a half, 2 yards shy of the first down marker. And it's going to be a face mask. I got the second down part. Thanks for seeing the signal, Timmy.
That's all right.
So that penalty is actually enough to give Midland a first down. They were going to be looking at they would have been at third down, right?
That's right.
So the penalty gives them the first down. First and 10 from the 46-yard line. Midland back to work. Team on the line of scrimmage. There's the snap. Handoff around the left side goes Andrew LaFawn. He really fought for those few yards. He got 3, maybe 4 yards out of that. Followed a blocker into that run and gets out to the 49-yard line. So gets 3 officially. Makes it 2nd and 7 for the Knights.
If nothing else, Midland's keeping their defense off the field, giving it a little bit of rest. Really, some of those guys, and that's important in this game too.
Yep, and a nice sustained drive by these guys will be a big help for them as well. Second down and 7 from their own 49. There's the snap. Direct snap to Landon Taylor around the right side. He comes on, keeping the football himself. He's to the midfield stripe. He gets a yard. It will bring up 3rd and 6. On the tackle was Easton Miller for the Highlanders.
One of Midland's differences this year is they haven't had the home run threat. They have guys who can get 3 and 4 yards and fight for an extra yard, but they haven't had somebody who can break off a 70-yarder, really. And that's obviously that's good to have.
Yeah, and it's frustrating to not have that weapon, too. Mm-hmm. There's a snap. Right at the middle of the ball goes. First down and a bit more from Midland. On the carry that time was Ian Duffy. So Duffy moves the sticks for the Knights, and they go into Huntington territory to the 43-yard line. Midland doing a nice job moving the football on this drive. They're taking some time off the clock. They get in the second quarter and able to manage a score out of this. You've got a ball game, and certainly then the chins have got to be lifted from the chest, right?
Oh, most definitely. You drop down here and get a touchdown. That's a huge confidence boost, and you're right back in it.
Midland at the line of scrimmage. There's the snap. LaFawn gets the call right up the middle. He cuts right back at the hash and gets to, we'll call it the 37-yard line.
You can already see the confidence.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They got a little swag to them now. Mm-hmm. That they're able to move the ball. That was a good run. They've got 2nd and 4 after LaFawn's run of 6. And do we have a timeout? Somebody's taking a timeout? Or equipment, or no signal from the officials yet.
End of the quarter.
And it's an end of the first quarter. Your score, Huntington High 14, Cabell Midland 0. We'll step away for a quick break and come back with Knights football here on 97.9, The River.
Nathan. And Sydney here on the Thornhill Motor Mile. Check out this awesome special we have for you at Thornhill Toyota.
Get in the game with a new 2024 Toyota Crown now with $4,100 off TSRP. Your new Toyota is here at Thornhill.
At Food Fair, we strive to be a part of every community we serve and see how we can support our local families.
Anytime you are able to show you care and help build a stronger community, that's something special.
We want to show our customers that our service goes way beyond our store walls.
It starts there but continues out here. My name's Kevin. I'm happy to serve my customers and my community.
Food Fair, living, working, and serving our hometowns.
Hey, it's Sydney at Thornhill Toyota, and I've got the deal for you.
Get in the game with the all-new 2024 Toyota Tacoma, one of the best in resale value and hottest on the road, now with 5.99% APR for 72 months.
Come visit us today on the Thornhill Motor Mile.
Here with you for the Cabell Midland Knights and the Huntington Highlanders here at the campus of Cabell Midland High School. 14-0 is your score at the end of one. Midland, however, has put together a nice 5-minute-plus drive after the Huntington score, and they're moving the football down the field. And like Tim said right before the break, you can see a little difference in their walk and their attitude that they're moving the football, and I think they're doing it confidently now. And I was even saying something about the formation, not putting wideouts out there, but this has been working for them on this drive. I still think there's a time or two that you have to keep those guys honest and at least threaten it. But this has been successful for them on this drive that's run 5+ minutes now. And like we were talking, you get a 5-minute drive out of this and a score and then come back with a good stop since the defense has been out off the field so long and get a stop, and it's a different ball game for these guys. They will walk with a little more swagger.
Absolutely. And it just sends a message to Huntington High that, hey, we're not going to quit. You know, you might be up 14-0, but we're still here to play ball. That's good to see. So many times in games like this that don't have quite the rivalry aspect that this one does, you'll see a team just kind of deflate, and you wind up with one of those 56-6 games. And so Midland's showing some fire here. That's really good to see out of them.
It was good to see in the pregame, too. They were all fired up, and then Tim kind of alluded to when things kind of took a wrong turn there for a bit, you know, how Midland would respond. And I think this is very telling of how they've responded. They've come back out and got fight in them now and have seen that, you know, although they knew what they were up against, they know that they can actually perform their duties, too, on offense. So nice to see them putting this drive together. 2nd and 4 from the 37-yard line as the Knights will break the huddle and go back to the line of scrimmage. Single wide out, far side. Now Midland moving right to left in front of us here from the press box. There's the snap. It's going to be kept. That's LaFawn. And he falls forward. He's close to the mark. I don't know if they're going to give him the first down yardage or not. We'll see where the ball is placed. And there's a flag down. I'm going to guess a hold. Oh, another face mask on Huntington High.
That's 2 of those tonight.
2 of those this evening. Incidental contact, right?
Right. So that'll be a 5-yarder.
That'll be a 5-yarder instead of the big one. But still, good enough to give Midland another first down.
That's right.
So keep churning and keep moving that ball. They are now inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights. We're at the 11:40 mark of the second quarter. Just underway here in the second quarter. Your score's 14-0 in favor of the Huntington Highlanders, of Midland putting together a nice sustained drive here. Back to work for the offense. There's the snap. Direct snap and kept by Landon Taylor.
Number 4, Landon Taylor on the carry for the Knights.
Everything is up the middle. You're not going to run with Huntington High.
No,
so
no.
If you go wide, do it sparingly.
Yep.
You know, maybe even as a surprise. Everything's up the middle. Play to your strength. And that's exactly what Cabell Midland is doing.
Midland will have 2nd and 7, a 3-yard pickup there, and a timeout by the official. I guess they have an equipment issue. They're sending somebody off the field and running in Caleb Kitchen. Coming off the field is Caden Pauly, and yep, he's going to take the helmet off, and they're going to work on his equipment, I suppose.
Caleb Kitchen has been impressive when I've seen Midland this season.
He has.
He would be a number 1 back on several teams.
I would agree with that sentiment. Back to work for the Knights. Oh, there's a bad snap into the backfield at the 40-yard line. The quarterback has to fall on. Huntington High may have it. It's still on the ground, still on the carpet. Huntington High has picked it up, and they are going to go to the distance on a fumbled snap. 75 yards by Tavian Chandler.
Wow, that hurts. That hurts. That takes a lot of steam out right there.
So a 75-yard fumble return. 47-yard. Oh, yeah, he picked it. Yeah, okay. 47-yard fumble return officially. So Tavion Wilson punches into the end zone after picking up the fumble. It was batted down the field for what seemed like an eternity. Picks it up and goes the distance from 47 yards out. And on to attempt the extra point. Here comes the snap. Wilson to hold. Somebody jump, flags fly. As Jordan Price will get another look at it. .10:22 mark of the second quarter is where that fumble return was able to be recovered and put it in the end zone. Midland was putting together a very nice drive.
Oh, yeah, they had driven. That was the 11th play of a drive that started at their own 20, and they were at the Huntington High 25, and then that happens. That just has to.
Heartbreaker.
Oh, it is.
Kick is up. The kick is in and good with 10:22 left in the first half. Your score, Huntington High 21, Cabell Midland 0. Back with more action from the Castle on 97.9 The River.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
No matter where you are in life, Mount West Community and Technical College isn't just about an education. It's a step toward your future. We provide the hands-on support you need.
Jessica, welcome to Mount West.
With classes that fit your life.
Jessica?
At Mount West, we know you by name. Because here, you're more than just a number.
Jessica Bailey.
Mount West Community and Technical College. Because you matter here.
Wendy's has new saucy nugs. And if Wendy's found a way to make their nugs even better, anything is sauceable! For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Tonight is Jordan Price, the kicker for Huntington High. He's out there to kick it away again after a 47-yard fumble returned for a touchdown just seconds ago. The kick is going to sail towards Dean. It's going to bounce through the end zone for the touchback. And like you were saying, Tim, that is a heartbreaker because Midland had put together such a long, sustained drive where they're moving the football well, fundamentally well, moving the football, and figured out that they were able to, do their own thing here. And then the bad snap over the head of the quarterback just killed him.
Yeah, well, it does now. Now we'll see if they can come back from that and have another drive, or do they fold up shop here? I say they'll come back.
I say they're going to come back. The offense knows they're in a position to put yards and points on the board.
Yes, they've shown that they can do it.
There's the snap around the right side. That is Elian Duffy. Duffy is upended after a couple-yard gain, maybe 2 or 3. It'll bring up second down and about 8 for Cabell Midland. 10 minutes to go here in this first half. Your score, 21-0. That fumble returned at the 10:22 mark of the second quarter. Officially 2nd and 7 for Cabell Midland, as they'll break the huddle and come back to the line of scrimmage. Back to work for Cabell Midland. Now Ian Duffy with the pass towards the right side. His intended receiver was Eli Thompson. It falls incomplete as it sails out of bounds. So to bring up 3rd down and 7, and as you were talking, when you're not so sure of your passing game, Tim, that is a rough spot to be in on a 3rd and long.
Oh, it is. You know, when you just don't have much of an air game, that limits you so much, and especially when you're in a situation now where you just about have to throw it if you're going to catch up from a 3-touchdown deficit.
For sure. Team to the line of scrimmage. Midland loading up that line in that box. There's the snap. Hands it off. Got some room to run up the middle, but not enough room. On the carry was Marcus Dean. It'll bring up 4th down and about 3 for the Knights, and on to punt it away will be Thomas Gibson. You know, you see that, and they're getting 3, 4, and 5 yards on their carries, but those mistakes and things really come back to haunt you.
It's a lot to ask of a high school kid to have a 15, 16 play drive without a mistake.
Punt sails out of bounds to the right sideline, to the Huntington High side of things, and is going to be marked out at around the 36. So not a great punt for Cabell Midland. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Highlanders.
9-yard punt, speaking of mistakes. That happens. You know, you're dealing with high school kids, and NFL guys make mistakes. High school kids certainly will. So now you give Huntington High great field position.
From the 36 of the Knights. 3 wideouts, 2 right, 1 to the left side for Huntington High. There's the snap. Now looking to throw. Right side, a receiver coming across towards the post. He catches it inside the 5, and he's taken down at the 1-yard line. That reception was made by Tavion Chandler.
St. Kitty returned the fumble for a touchdown. Tavion Chandler coming up big tonight.
That was a great pass play. Tavion Chandler came down the right hash, moved towards the middle, headed for the post. They call it a post pattern. Headed for the post and made the catch inside the 5 and marked down at the 1. What an incredible play. You can stand up if you want. So now Huntington High looks to punch it in. There's a snap looking to throw. Corner of the end zone. It is caught for the 2-point conversion by Jamari Tubbs. Keegan Sack with a little pitch and catch on the 1-yard touchdown reception at the 8:14 mark of the second.
And any other team lines up and runs it up the middle there. Huntington High is having a little fun and experimenting with some things. And
let's see how high you boys can jump.
Yes, that's it, and they have the athletes to do it.
Extra point on the way. It's up, in, and good. So 6 on the board, courtesy of a 1-yard touchdown pass, and the extra point by Price makes it 28-0 with 8:14 to go in the second quarter. We'll step away and come back with more action here from the Castle on 97.9 The River.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Cabell County Schools has a zero-tolerance policy for bullying, harassment, and intimidation. We're excited to provide the Stop It mobile app for our students. Stop It has 2 powerful features. Students may report incidents or talk directly to school officials. Cabell County students have the power to end harmful and inappropriate online or physical bullying. You can download the app from Apple or Google Play. Together, we can create a safer, kinder school community.
Did you know when
with 8:14 left in this first half, that botch snapped for Midland really hurt their offensive drive, and Huntington High was able to capitalize on it. And then a quick 3 and out.
Yeah, they've scored defensively. They've scored running the ball. They've scored throwing the ball. It's just a complete package, as Huntington High team is. They're so hard to defend, so fast.
Now we're looking at Price to kick it away again. Deep to receive is Dean. Marcus Dean, the 170-pound senior, back deep for the Knights. Jordan Price set to kick it away. Price has the ball on the tee. And here comes the approach. Kick is away. That one is going to sail into the end zone. Man, that has a chance of going through the uprights.
Now, both these kickers have great legs.
They do.
That's a great weapon to have when you can put the ball in the end zone.
Yes, it is. No chance of return for Marcus Dean. It'll set him up at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Knights. Well, something else to say that you were kind of alluding to. The defense for Cabell Midland hasn't been on the field that long.
No, it hasn't. They should be.
Huntington High's been able to capitalize on some mistakes and a fumble recovery, and that last touchdown was a 2-play drive. They put it in there pretty quick.
Such quick strike ability.
There's the snap. Right up the middle comes LaFawn. A bunch of white jerseys. And check that. That was Caden Pauley on the run. He gets a yard.
You mentioned it earlier. I love these Midland jerseys with the white numbers on the red, the gray and with the red numbers.
Oh, man.
Oh, I know the kids liked them, but they were terrible as far as being able to
see
you
can't.
Who was carrying the ball or who did what. I'm glad those are gone.
I actually could have used a spotter last year.
That's good eye.
Play comes in for the sideline. 7.5 to go in this first half. Midland at the line. 2 seconds and 1. There's the snap. Ball carriers Landon Taylor. Taylor around the right side and gets back to the original line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down. Landon Miller for the Highlanders on the tackle.
Another 3rd and long situation that you just don't want against this team.
Lining up here to the near side as the lone wideout is Caden Pauley. Well, he's going to come back in and run the play in now.
Midland hasn't shown an inclination to throw the ball or the ability to throw the ball.
I don't think they have an attempt tonight.
No, they don't.
Single wideout, far side, right.
I'll take that back. They threw one pass earlier. One pass on.
There's the snap. The handoff goes right up the middle. Andrew LaFawn on the carry, and not much going there either. No gain. It'll bring up 4th down. Huntington High's managed to figure out a way to fill the holes in the center of the line now too on 2 separate drives for Midland. Midland was moving the football pretty well with their running game, but now Huntington High's made an adjustment. 2 3 and outs very quickly for Midland. Punt on the way. High snap, pulls it down, kicks it away. That one's a little better. That one's going to be taken at the 42-yard line. That's Zaw Jackson. Breaks through 2 tackles. Around the right side he goes at midfield. Now to the far side. Down the sideline goes Zaw Jackson, and he's finally going to be taken down inside the 30, close to the 27-yard line. He ran a mile crossing the field to get the yardage he did, but a good return for Zaw Jackson. And the tackle was made by Carson Gue.
It was a lot like his touchdown run. He starts on one side of the field, jukes a couple of guys, goes to the other, and takes off. Tremendous football player.
Ball's going to be placed at the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Highlanders. Quarterback in the gun. That's Crawford. There's a snap. Hands it off left side. That's going to be good for 1st down and more. Keegan Sack on the carry. We'll see where they mark him down at. They'll put him on the 14. 13-yard pickup for Keegan Sack. 1st and 10 for the Highlanders from the 14. Huntington High will head back to the line of scrimmage. 5:26 on a rolling clock here in the second quarter, in the first half. 2 wideouts to either side. They send a man in motion. There's the snap. Handoffs right up the middle to Sack. Sack spins away from a tackle. Another defender and leaps for the end zone. Touchdown from 14 yards out for Keegan Sack. His second score of the night.
Sack's only 5'11", 195, but man, he runs like he's about 230 as far as his power goes.
And man, you want to talk about a guy who can juke and jive. He's another one.
Yes, he is. Again, a complete package player there.
Extra point on the way from Price. 5:08 mark of the second on a 14-yard touchdown run by Keegan Sack. Price on extra point duty again. Kick is up. Kick is in, and it is good. With 5:08 left in the first half, it is Huntington High 34, Cabell Midland 0. We'll step away for a break and come back with more action here from the Castle on 97.9 The River.
Nathan. And Sydney here on the Thornhill Motor Mile. Check out this awesome special we have for you at Thornhill Toyota.
Get in the game with a new 2024 Toyota Crown now with $4,100 off TSRP. Your new Toyota is here at Thornhill.
At Food Fair, we strive to be a part of every community we serve and see how we can support our local families.
Anytime you are able to show you care and help build a stronger community, that's something special.
We want to show our customers that our service goes way beyond our store walls.
It starts there but continues out here. My name's Kevin. I'm happy to serve my customers and my community.
Food Fair, living, working, and serving our hometowns.
Hey, it's Sydney at Thornhill Toyota, and I've got the deal for you.
Get in the game with the all-new 2024 Toyota Tacoma, one of the best in resale value and hottest on the road. Now with 5.99% APR for 72 months.
Come visit us today on the Thornhill Motor Mile.
Tim Stevens back with you here at the Castle. Looking back at previous contests between these two teams, the most lopsided victories in the history of this series came in 2006 when Huntington beat Cabell Midland 36-0. In 2008, Cabell Midland came back and won 36-0. And in 2009, Cabell Midland won by a score of 28-0. Those are your largest margins of victory in this series since the new Huntington High and Cabell Midland. So those came a while back, and now Huntington High is going to eclipse that, it appears, here this evening.
Maybe in the first half. It's they're a well-oiled machine, to use a worn-out cliche, but that describes them well tonight.
Yep, clicking on all cylinders. You can use that cliche too if you'd like. We could throw a bunch of them out, but we try not to be cliche.
Right, you run out of adjectives eventually with this team. You know, Yeah, they're so impressive in every phase of the game and what they do. It's they're really a tough football team. Billy Seals does a great job with them. He has an excellent coaching staff.
Oh, with no question. He's earned it. He's gotten here by perseverance in implementing his own stuff over the years, and this shows why.
Oh, absolutely. He's stuck with it in the lean times and persevered, and he's reaping what he's sown now. I'm sure Brent Terry is very happy with his offensive line tonight.
I would think so, absolutely. As we'll get Jordan Price out, the busiest man in this ballgame tonight, handling the kicking duties for Huntington High. He's set to kick it away again. Marcus Dean, the deep man for Cabell Midland. 5:08 left in this first half. It is 35-0 in favor of the Highlanders. Price set to kick it away. On the approach as Price kicks it away, and that one's got a heavy foot behind it too, and going to bounce through the end zone for the touchback. Cabell Midland will come to the 20-yard line and take over 1st and 10. There's not been an opportunity to return a kickoff this evening.
No, you can't even steal a touchdown that way. They're just not giving you any chance at all, really.
Again, if you're looking for something to happen here, Midland put together a sustained drive to end the quarter and comes back out with the football. Score quick here, come back out with the football as they defer to the second half. So they'll have 2 straight, pending any major implosions here, 2 straight offensive series that they can put together a nice sustained drive to end the first half. Midland at the line of scrimmage. There's the snap. Going to be to Dean. Dean around the left side. Jukes away from one defender, still on his feet, and gets to around the 24-yard line, 23.5 we'll call it. It'll be up 2nd down. So 2nd and 7 for the Knights as the play comes in from the sideline. Caleb Kitchen runs it in. They'll switch personnel. Dean will come out. 2nd down from their own 23-yard line. That's where the football rests for the Knights. And they come back to the line of scrimmage. Single wide out, far side right. A fully stacked line. There's the snap, direct snap. Tries to go right up the middle, and there's not much happening there. Everyone stayed home that time. Look at all the red jerseys behind the Huntington line of scrimmage, and all the white jerseys stayed where the coverage needed to be. They've done a nice job stifling this offense after they made an adjustment where Midland was moving the football a little bit.
Yes, they did. And you're exactly right. They adjusted after that lengthy drive, and they're just giving up virtually nothing now. No more than 3 yards a carry.
3rd and 5 for the Knights. 3:45 on a rolling clock here in the second quarter. As the Knights come back to the line of scrimmage. Checks the sideline again, and they're going to take a timeout, it looks like. Midland will take a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well and come back with the last little bit of the first half here on 97.9 The River. Holy cow. What is it? Oh, that's going to be a rolling clock on the 4th. Not unless the coaches agree to it. Man.
And see how we can support our local families.
Anytime you are able to show you care and help build a stronger community, that's something special.
We want to show our customers that our service goes way beyond our store walls.
It starts there but continues out here. My name's Kevin. I'm happy to serve my customers and my community.
Food Fair, living, working, and serving our hometowns.
Hey, it's Sydney at Thornhill Toyota, and I've got the deal for you.
Get in the game with the all-new 2024 Toyota Tacoma, one of the best in resale value and hottest on the road. Now with 5.99% APR for 72 months.
Come visit us today on the Thornhill Motor Mile.
So a little hold up for the TV cameras here this evening.
Mark Martin causing all kinds of trouble again.
He is. Mark Martin, and you know what? We'll just put him on the roof. Oh, wait, he is on the roof.
He is on the roof. What a great guy Mark is, a long-time friend.
Fantastic guy. Did a very nice tribute to Woody Woodrum after his passing a few weeks back.
That was hard. Woody was a great friend.
Traveled the roads with that man for 17 years, man. That's a heartbreaker for sure. Midland back to work, 3rd and 5. Here's the snap. Dean with the football around the right side. He's got a little bit of room to run, but now the swarm comes. And he's going to get forward progress to the 29-yard line. Very, very close to the first down, but about, looks like it's going to be about a yard shy to bring up 4th down. So 4th and 1 for Cabell Midland. They're going to send Landon Taylor in to bring the play in, and they'll switch personnel. Dean will come out. They're staying on the field. 2:59 clock rolls here in the second quarter. Fourth and 1. There's the snap. It's bobbled. It's on the ground. The Knights on another bad snap right at the ankles. Bounced off the ankles and shins. Bounced forward but recovered. And Midland recovered it, but they did not get the yard that they needed, so it's going to be Huntington football from the 29-yard line. 1st and 10.
Just can't catch a break.
And that's 3 bad snaps this evening.
You can't have that against a good football team. It has to be so frustrating. I mean, all you need is a yard. You need something good to happen, anything good to happen, and you have a bad snap. That's going to be incredibly demoralizing. You give Huntington High the ball 29 yards away from your end zone. It's, man, that's tough.
Huntington offense on the field, 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. There's the snap, looking to pass, firing right side. Now he's got plenty of time, going to tuck it and run. 25, 20, got a blocker, down to the 15, scoots away from a defender, inside the 10. Taken down at the 6-yard line. Devontae Crawford on the keeper will make it 1st and goal for Huntington.
Devontae doesn't get mentioned as much with some of these other guys. He kind of gets overshadowed, but he's a really good athlete too.
Oh, he's quick too. Huntington High to the line of scrimmage. 1st and goal from the 6. 2 minutes to go in this first half. Sends a man in motion. There's the snap. Looking to throw. Rolling left. Plenty of time. And it falls incomplete out the back of the end zone. It'll be 2nd goal from the 6.
Crawford had.
There's flags in the down around the line of scrimmage there. Another flag. And I think they're flagging 77 from Huntington.
Oh, boy. Things getting a little chippy out there. Crawford had Tavion Wilson open over in the left side of the end zone. I guess it just didn't see him.
You got an unsportsmanlike conduct there, and you can see it happen after if you're watching the replay there. And then 77 was whistled for the unsportsmanlike, and he's disqualified. So coming out of the game is Jeremiah Lyles, the 260-pound sophomore for the Highlanders. So they'll march the penalties off. When they were looking at 2nd goal from the 6, they're going to pull the ball all the way back to the 36. Wow. 2nd and goal from the 36-yard line. Minute 55 to go in this first half. The score is 35-0 in favor of the Highlanders. After a couple penalties, it backs the Highlanders up to the 36-yard line. They were looking at second and goal from the 6. Now they look at second and goal from the 36.
And there's no need for that stuff. I know it's a rivalry game and they're high school kids and they get heated and all that. But yeah, I think you're up 35.
Oh, no, they're not throwing a flag. They were throwing a flag back to the official. I thought there was another one.
Gee.
But yeah, you're right. And especially with the score the way it is, there's cooler heads should prevail for sure.
Yeah, most definitely.
Second and goal from the 36-yard line. Clock rolls to the 150 mark of the second quarter, coming to a close this first half. From the gun, takes a snap, looking, pressure comes, rolling left. He's going to tuck it and run to the 30, 25, and he'll be taken down inside the 25-yard line. Devontae Crawford on the quarterback keeper. On the tackle for the Cabell Midland Knights was Turner Bailey. So it'll be third and goal from the 23-yard line. Minute and 11 to go.
Midland has shown some pass defense tonight a little bit here and there, so especially in the last couple of plays, forcing Crawford out of the pocket and to scramble.
You got to take the positives that you can get for sure. Man in motion this time for the Highlanders, Andreas Reese. There's the snap. Ball is around the left side. Very quickly scampering out of bounds was Tavion Wilson. It'll be fourth down from the 15. Fourth and goal from the 15-yard line. Midland running some personnel in and out. And now we're going to get to see Price attempt a field goal.
Price, of course, replacing Johnny who's at Marshall now, who's Mr. Automatic for Huntington High.
Yeah, no doubt.
Anywhere, and Price has been very good too.
Jordan Price to attempt the field goal. There's a snap, ball's down, kick is up. That one sails through the uprights, and it's good. 41-second mark of the second. Jordan Price puts 3 on the board. So that makes it 38-0 in favor of the Highlanders. We will keep it right here. We're so close to halftime. We've got 41 ticks before we head to the halftime report. We'll check scores from around the area. We'll get Tim to give us some statistics as well during the halftime break. We'll talk a little bit about what's going on in Huntington tomorrow, as there is a homecoming game over on our sister station, 93.7 The Dog. So Jordan Price comes right back out to handle the kicking duties. Dean will be the deep man for Cabell Midland. Dean stands on about the 3-yard line. They've had no chance to return off a kickoff yet. As Price tees the ball up on the 40-yard line. Dead center. He'll get into formation and boot it away. Ball set. Price going into motion. Boots it away. That one is going to go into the end zone as well. Dean is going to let that one sail and bounce through the end zone. And there is flags flying on extracurricular activity after the play. I only saw the bodies flying. I'm not sure what happened. But there are multiple flags on the play.
And it's good that they're calling it, that they're penalizing these guys, because this could get out of hand in a hurry if they don't. So.
There's laundry all over that field. I think all 4 flags were thrown, actually. Or 4 flags were thrown.
Wow. I'm guessing something offsetting, but we'll see. It's hard to tell.
Personal foul on Huntington High. Personal foul on Cabell Midland. They will offset. We'll go first down from the 20 after the penalty's offset. Little extracurricular. So from the 20-yard line they'll go. They've got 41 ticks to work with. Midland. Everybody bunched up. Handoff is around the left side. Ball carrier that time was, let me see who that is. Number 9, that's LaFawn. LaFawn on the carry. Gets about 9 yards. Maybe 8. Second 2. They'll give him officially 8. So 2nd and 2. 17 seconds left on the clock. As Midland in the huddle. May not try to run another play.
It's their longest gain of the night, I believe, and yeah, that's going to they're just going to let it go to halftime.
Looks that way. They're still discussing it, and now you see some guys kind of headed that way. At the end of the first half, your score, the Highlanders 38, the Knights 0. We will come back in a few minutes with some scoring updates from around the area. We'll get stats from Tim at some point as well, and we'll talk a little bit about tomorrow's contest over at Jones C. Edwards Stadium, all right here on 97.9 The River.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Cabell County Schools has a zero-tolerance policy for bullying, harassment, and intimidation. We're excited to provide the Stop It mobile app for our students. Stop It has 2 powerful features. Students may report incidents or talk directly to school officials. Cabell County students have the power to end harmful and inappropriate online or physical bullying. You can download the app from Apple or Google Play. Together, we can create a safer, kinder school community.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
If you need a lawyer, then you need a lawyer who's in it to win it. You need Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler. We have a track record of winning millions for our clients. At Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler, we're in it to win it.
Hello, I'm Delegate Rick Griffith, a candidate for the state Senate, asking for your support. I'm honored to represent Wayne and Cabell residents, and I want to continue working for education, veterans, and important issues affecting West Virginia workers and their children and families. I would be grateful for your support. Have a great season, and remember to vote November 5th.
Paid for by Rick Griffith for Senate.
Hey, it's Nathan. And Sydney here on the Thornhill Motor Mile. Check out this awesome special we have for you at Thornhill Toyota.
Get in the game with a new 2024 Toyota Crown now with $4,100 off TSRP. Your new Toyota is here at
Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause to the Huntington High Marching Band.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Going out? Hungry? Have kids? Looking for a fun, casual joint? Then Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington is the place to be. Bring the kids 12 and under on Tuesdays, and they eat for just 99 cents all day long. That's right, an entree, 2 sides, and a drink for less than $1. Plus, Tuesday at Roosters means a featured appetizer all day for just $2. Roosters will lighten your mood and not your wallet. And you can always enjoy your favorite sports on Roosters 40 TVs. Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington, a fun, casual joint.
Hey, it's Sydney at Thornhill Toyota, and I've got the deal for you.
Get in the game with the all-new 2024 Toyota Tacoma, one of the best in resale value and hottest on the road. Now with 5.99% APR for 72 months.
Come visit us today on the Thornhill Motor Mile.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
Planning for a funeral is never easy, and selecting the right mortuary can be important. Family owned and operated for over 6 decades, our family has helped other families going through the most difficult time. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory can help you plan arrangements today or offer a pre-need funeral plan in line with your intimate wishes. And now we provide Huntington's only on-site crematory. Call us for a free consultation. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory, serving the tri-state for over 60 years.
Tony the Tailor is well known to have the best suits, jackets, and pants anywhere. But our strength is actually our sophisticated casual and sportswear. From Brax Pants and Emmanuel Berg sports shirts, Cole Haan and DiBianco shoes, Left Coast tees and Mac jeans, Johnny O sportswear and Len belts, we have what you need to look your best at work or at play. Tony the Tailor, downtown Charleston or online at bestmastertailor.com.
PCB is a long-standing partner in our community. We're your neighbors, your teammates, and your friends, and we want to be your banker. We're a team of experienced professionals focused on the personal, residential, and business needs of our community. We make decisions locally, quickly, and with your best interest in mind. We care about you, your family, your business, and your goals. We're PCB, a proud community bank. Open an account with us today.
and gentlemen, give it up one more time for your Cabell Midland Marching Band.
Guess who's back?
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Cabell County Schools has a zero-tolerance policy for bullying, harassment, and intimidation. We're excited to provide the Stop It mobile app for our students. Stop It has two powerful features. Students may report incidents or talk directly to school officials. Cabell County students have the power to end harmful and inappropriate online or physical bullying. You can download the app from Apple or Google Play. Together, we can create a safer, kinder school community.
It's that time of year again when things start to cool down. But here at Yes Chevy and Yes Ford, the deals are exciting. I'm Keith Powell, and I want to help you lower your current monthly payment, have a down payment that's just $99, and get a lifetime warranty with fast and easy credit approval. That's right, don't freeze up over huge down payments. You can ride away for just $99 today. Get pre-approved at KeithSaysYes.com, only at Yes Chevy in Hurricane and Yes Ford in Huntington.
At Food Fair, we strive to be a part of every community we serve and see how we can support our local families.
Anytime you are able to show you care and help build a stronger community, that's something special.
We want to show our customers that our service goes way beyond our store walls.
It starts there but continues out here. My name's Kevin. I'm happy to serve my customers and my community.
Food Fair, living, working, and serving our hometowns.
PCB is a long-standing partner in our community. We're your neighbors, your teammates, and your friends. And we want to be your banker. We're a team of experienced professionals focused on the personal, residential, and business needs of our community. We make decisions locally, quickly, and with your best interest in mind. We care about you, your family, your business, and your goals. We're PCB, a proud community bank. Open an account with us today.
Give him a chance. There you go. Yeah, give him a chance because the fundamentals ain't out there. Oh yeah, yeah, right. Yeah.
Here at the Castle. Almost timed it perfectly, Tim Stevens. About 34 ticks till the time we get to the second half of this football game. Lowell Austin back in studio, man. Thanks for taking care of us. He does a great job for us, and I'm always glad to work with him as well. And we welcome all of you who are listening this evening on the airwaves as well as watching the broadcast of Cabell County Schools out on the Facebook pages and everywhere else you can find it. If you can't find this game tonight somewhere, you are not looking.
And if you don't, you can pick up the Herald-Dispatch in the morning and read about it.
You can read Tim's article.
He's gonna
give me some mention in that article. I feel like tomorrow is my day. I've never been mentioned by Tim Stevens. I feel like tomorrow is my day.
That you'll have to pick it up.
I knew it.
Yeah,
I knew it.
Yeah, that would be good. Big 72-point headline. How's
yeah,
that?
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
That's a great font. That's a great font. It has been all Huntington High all evening here this evening. And Midland, as we said, there's been some bright spots here. They had a nice sustained drive. Huntington High, however, made the adjustments they needed to make to shut that running game down. They were getting a good amount of yards and not having those long third downs on that drive. That was well over a 5-minute drive. And after that, Huntington made their adjustments and keyed on the right people. Assignments were followed, and they were able to shut that down pretty quickly. And of course, we talked about fundamentals and some mistakes that were made on the Midland side of the football. 2 or 3 bad snaps have just been killer for them. And the one, especially the last one where the turnover happened on the fumble, was the drive where they were making the move to, put a long drive to extend that 5-minute drive and potentially put a score on the board. And like we were saying before the half, time report was over, the solace here is for Midland. They'll have the football first. Be nice to see them put some points on the board right out of the gate here from halftime.
They could sure use it for their psyche, if for nothing else.
Yeah.
To be able to get within 38-7 or so, at least. Yeah, if you go 3 and out and give Huntington High the ball back again, that's going to be really demoralizing.
Well, and they've had very short scoring drives a number of times here this evening, and if that happens again, they're putting the final nails in the proverbial coffin for sure. But hopefully Midland has got their chins up this evening, and they're got a little fire in their bellies, and we see them put something together here on their first drive after Marcus Dean is the deep man for Cabell Midland, and Jordan Price, the busiest man in football biz this evening, set to kick it away.
You'll have to ice that leg afterwards.
Right? And they're not going to have a chance at a return on this one either. There's not been a chance to return a kickoff all evening. Price with that leg what was his field goal earlier? How many yards was it?
32 yards.
32. I mean, that's pretty impressive, and he had more leg to give. And like you were talking, both of these kickers for Midland and Huntington High have great distance behind those legs.
And both of these schools have a tradition of really strong kicking
Yeah.
games. They do. That's good to see that continue.
I'll just be honest with you. If I was a kid in this day and age, and I'm not exactly secondary size, I would hone my skills as a kicker because that's the position that's always highly sought after.
Absolutely. If we were all smart when we were kids, we'd have done nothing but kick field goals and hit golf balls.
That's true. That's true. I did hit golf balls. I've just not become any better at it. Handoff around the right side for Cabell Midland. The ball carrier is Caleb Kitchen. We talked about him a little bit. He's had a good season for Midland. That's our first look at him as the featured back. He's going to get a couple yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, he's been impressive in a reserve role, and we'll probably see him get more carries here in the second half. I would think so. He has real potential. He's still a youngster. He's what is he? Kitchens is a junior, so yes, he still has another season.
Yeah, he's a good ball player, a good addition to this Midland offense for sure. He's quick on his feet. Reads coverage well as Midland back to the line of scrimmage, single back into the backfield. Now they show wideouts, 2 to the left, 1 to the right side, looking to pass, and the coverage so quick shot the gap, and all could be done by Ian Duffy was to fold up and protect the football. A loss of about 5 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 13.
It's easy for us to say, you got to throw the ball, you got to throw the ball. Sometimes you You just can't.
No, there was no opportunity that time, and there's no opportunity to get rid of it. And like I said, Huntington High shot the gap in two gaps very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
There was nowhere for him to go.
No, nowhere at all.
So back to work for this Midland offense. They will send 2 wideouts to the far side, short side of the field. Ball's on the right hash mark. Midland moving right to left in front of us here from the press box. There's the snap. Duffy takes it, looking to pass to the right sideline. Pressure was applied very quickly. It's going to bring up 4th down. Intended receiver was Caden Pauley over on the far sideline. Pass fell incomplete. 4th down for the Knights, and this is what we just talked about that they did not need as a quick 3 and out.
Oh, exactly. That's rough. It really is. And right there, Duffy, he didn't have any time on that one to throw either. He got hit just as he released the ball and knocked to the ground. And that pass wouldn't have gone very far anyway.
No. Thomas Gibson to punt it away. There's the kick. Jackson deep to receive it. And that one's going to sail out of bounds as well off the right side of his foot. We'll see where they mark it. They're going to, well, he's still walking forward. He's at the 42-yard line.
A little better than what it looked at first, but
still not
good.
Not what we're used to seeing out of him.
Still a short field for Huntington High. They take over at the Midland 42.
1st and 10 for the Highlanders as the offense comes out off of the sideline. Zaw Jackson will be in the backfield alongside Avante Crawford. And Keegan Sack is the other back in the backfield. 2 wideouts right, one here to one to the far side left. There's the snap. Swing pass out into the flat. Sack takes it in, 40, 35, and 30. He is off to the races, but there's a flag back here at the 30-yard line. Sack scampers in from 42 yards out, but we'll see what the flag is.
I think there was a hold back here.
I was going to say I would almost bet that's going to come back.
Tavian Chandler was making it was a really good block, and then I think he grabbed
11.
the jersey.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. Yep, it's a hold on Huntington High, and the offending Highlander was Tavian Wilson. So they'll march that penalty off and put it back. Let's see, where are they going to spot it? So a 10-yard spot foul will put the ball at the 40-yard line.
So Sack, instead of a touchdown, will get credit for a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, yes, it'll remain 1st down. 1st down and 8 after they spot the ball. Huntington High to the line of scrimmage. 3 wideouts right, 1 to the left, single back of the backfield. Passes left side. He's got a receiver in coverage. Good coverage out there. The intended receiver was Jamari Tubbs, and on coverage for the Knights was Cannon Dillon.
Midland's pass coverage hasn't been bad.
It's not been bad at all this evening. So ball still rests on the 40-yard line. Ball's on the far hash mark towards the Huntington High sideline. 38-0 your score. 9:49 left here in the 3rd quarter. Huntington High on top. Highlanders to the line of scrimmage. Crawford from the shotgun takes the snap, looking right to throw, fires, finds a man at the 35-yard line. That's Tavion again, and he'll be wrestled down around the 30. On the stop for the Knights was Carson Gue. But Tavion Wilson makes the reception and moves the sticks for the Highlanders. They'll put the ball on the 30-yard line. 10-yard gain and a 1st down. Highlanders will put 3 wideouts left side, the wide side of the field, 1 here to the near side right, and a single back for Crawford. There's a snap. Passes right side. He's got a wide open receiver. Leaps over to Fenter and goes into the end zone. Zaw Jackson
And you saw Crawford.
On the 30-yard touchdown reception.
Yeah, Crawford checked down on that. Zaw wasn't even his primary receiver, but what was wide open.
So this one happens at the 9:08 mark of the third on a 30-yard reception by Zaw Jackson.
Just as we talk about the good pass coverage.
Yeah. Extra point on the way from Price. There's a snap, ball's down. Kick is up. It is in and good with 9:08 left in the third quarter. It is now 45-0 in favor of the Huntington Highlanders. We'll come back with more Knights football on 97.9 The River.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
No matter where you are in life, Mount West Community and Technical College isn't just about an education. It's a step toward your future. We provide the hands-on support you need.
Jessica, welcome to Mount West.
With classes that fit your life.
Jessica?
At Mount West, we know you by name. Because here, you're more than just a number.
Jessica Bailey.
Mount West Community and Technical College. Because you matter here.
Wendy's has new saucy nugs. And if Wendy's found a way to make their nugs even better, anything is sauceable! For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Welcome back to the Castle. A 30-yard touchdown reception from Avante Crawford to Zaw Jackson. Extra point, the exclamation point put on by Jordan Price makes it now 45-0 in favor of the Highlanders. That quick 3-and-out for Cabell Midland, exactly what Tim and I talked about coming out of the halftime report, was not what needed to happen. It unfortunately did, and Huntington High capitalized, and Zaw Jackson scampers in from 30 yards out. And I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that it was reminiscent of every other run you've seen him make. Juke, jive, jump. He leapt over the defender as he got to the goal line and got his way into the end zone by going airborne.
He is putting on a show tonight and showing exactly what kind of athlete he is, and he's a really nice young man.
Good
too.
kid.
He's a good kid. So.
Yep, I agree. And as you said earlier, will play at the next level.
Yes, he is signed with West Virginia, and he'll make a difference up there, and probably even fairly early.
I think pretty immediate impact. Maybe not the first year, but I would not be surprised.
Right, and they're planning on using him as a safety.
Yeah, right.
But he's a guy who can help you on special teams too.
There's all kinds of ways for that kid to show the Mountaineer fans what they're getting from him.
Most definitely.
Super talented, and we were talking about him signed with WVU, and then Air Force has signed
Keegan Sack. Right.
Well, let's be honest. There's more guys out there that are going to be playing Division I, II between these two squads than we've talked about this evening too. You've got some talented kids out there.
You really do, and it's amazing how many kids from this area are playing college ball now at all levels.
I know.
But a lot more even at Division I than ever before. It's very impressive. It was an overlooked area for a lot of years, but not anymore.
No, not at all. Not at all. And that's a credit to a lot of coaches from around here. Mm-hmm. And in addition to Billy Stills and Luke Sammons, and you've got guys that have been around here. Steve Edwards, the Parkersburg program is a legacy program. That's going to be a touchback as the ball sails through the end zone. But you've got guys, who came from George Washington.
Oh yeah, came down
quarterback.
Here. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. To Marshall and into Virginia Tech.
Yep.
He was Grant Wells. He was.
There you go.
He was very good.
They've turned out some ball players up there too.
Yes, they have a whole lot of them. They have an offensive lineman at Virginia Tech now too,
man.
I believe. And Sean Terry from Ironton, his son with Missouri. You know, he's going to SEC school. Zal was recruited by Mississippi State out of the SEC.
Like you said, definitely not overlooked as Midland's offense back on the field. Quarterback from the gun, takes the snap, hands it off, up the middle, room to run. That is a nice little gain there for Caleb Kitchen. Kind of hits the line of scrimmage and cuts left and gets out to the 35-yard line, a 15-yard gain. Right, 15-yard gain?
Yeah.
To make it a first down.
Longest gain of the night for Cabell Midland. I think the previous long was 8 yards.
Yeah, right before the half.
Right.
So Midland will line it up with 2 receivers here to the near side and 2 to the far side right, the wide side of the field. They're here on the near hash mark. From the gun, whistles sound. And a timeout taken by Huntington High. So 7:40 left in the third quarter, 45-0. We will step away and take a break of our own. This is Knights football on 97.9 The River.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Mr. Cooper, we have an emergency at a middle school.
Thank you. Board office, will you activate the crisis team? This is not a drill.
In Cabell County Schools, we are ready, alert, and aware.
Wendy's has new saucy nugs. And if Wendy's found a way to make their nugs even better, anything is sauceable! For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
7:40 left in this third quarter. Chris Tatum, Tim Stevens with you from Cabell Midland High School. The Knights look at 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. From the gun, takes a snap, heads for the left sideline. The pass was intended for Andrew LaFawn. Back to work for the Knights as they head back to the line of scrimmage. Pass falls incomplete. It'll make it 2nd and 10. So a swing pass towards the left falls incomplete. Calling the signals now is Ian Duffy for the Knights. I think that's maybe their 2nd or 3rd pass attempt tonight, Tim?
Right, yeah, 3rd. Yep,
3rd.
2 incomplete. Well, all incompletions.
Offense, Duffy from the gun, single back directly behind him, 2 wideouts to either side. There's the snap, looking to throw. Fires towards the left side. LaFawn, he's got him. Oh, it's intercepted. LaFawn looked like he had it all the way, and it was taken out of his hands. So the interception will be credited to Ethan Goodson, I believe.
Yeah, Ethan Goodson, number 14, with a...
Man, that was a telegraph pass, too. That looked really good as the way it was developing, and then it was stripped away from LaFawn.
It looked like it was right in his arms.
It did, right in the breadbasket.
Yes.
It was stripped out, and that's what happens when you don't secure it.
Right.
And the turnover will put the Huntington Highlander offense back on the field. 6:10 left here in the third. Clock rolls towards the 6-minute mark. 45-0 your score. Huntington High on top of Cabell Midland. Again, we invite you to join us for the pregame for tomorrow's homecoming festivities at Jones C. Edwards Stadium over on our sister station, 93.7 The Dog, 94.1 ESPN Radio, as homecoming will be taking place for the herd tomorrow against the Appalachian State Mountaineers. There's the snap. The handoff is to Bryce Winkfield.
A lot of new faces.
Winkfield around the left side. He picks up 2 or 3 yards. Yeah, a lot of new faces and new jersey numbers out there. So they'll look at 2nd and 8 after a 2-yard gain. Into Midland territory at the 49-yard line. Huntington High breaks the huddle. They'll head to the line of scrimmage. 2 wideouts far side left here to the wide side of the field. One single wideout Man to the short side right and a single back. There's the snap, hands it off, keeps it actually on the quarterback keeper around the right side, follows a blocker. He's got a block and run out of bounds around the 36-yard line. And now calling the signals for the Huntington Highlanders is Mayshawn Okonkwo. Mayshawn Okonkwo. Say that 3 times fast. I had it right in the pregame, and then I got nervous trying to say it just now.
I was going to let you tackle that one first before I ever
Mayshawn Okonkwo. Okonkwo. I said it right the first time. It's the quarterback, you know what I mean.
That guy.
Back to work for the Highlanders. There's the snap. Hands it off. Through the hole and cuts back left towards the hash mark. And on the carry was Bryce Winkfield. Pick up to the, that's going to be very close. If not, it is a first down. They're going to move the chains.
Yes.
So move the chains for the Highlanders. Going to be 1st and 10 from the 25 of the Knights. 3:50 clock rolls here in the third quarter. Winkfield in the backfield. He'll get the call again. Follows a blocker around the right side across the 20-yard line. 3 or 4 red jerseys take him down at the 20. 5-yard pickup. That is, see, number 50. Oh, yeah, that's Marcus Dean on the tackle. You can also credit on that stop Thomas Gibson.
Winkfield, definitely a Huntington High name. You know how it is. You hear a name and you know exactly where the kid's from.
Yep, absolutely.
Winkfield is one of those.
Yep.
Who was a Huntington High name all through and through.
Those are what you call the legacy families that all of them move through the same school.
Yes.
Back to work for the Huntington offense. Pitch into the backfield. Midland did a nice job kind of staying with that. On the pitch, it was Trayvon McCord across the 15. We'll see where they put it, maybe around the 14. It looks like where they're going to place it. So it'll be first down. They did get enough to get the first down to the 14. First and 10.
Kid has some quick feet. You know, you think you put in the subs, what's going to ease up, and these guys look pretty good,
They
too.
were talking about those two brothers from last week's contest when they got in the second half, how impressive they were. I was anxious to see them get some playing time. Back to work. There's the snap. The Okonkwo brothers on the handoff. Move the ball forward to around the 9. We're going to put them on the 9.
Yeah, it looks like the 9.
Second and about 5 from the 9-yard line. Huntington back to the line of scrimmage. Okonkwo from the gun. Brother behind him to the right in the backfield. No, check that. It's handed off this time to Andreas Reese. He goes to the left sideline and is run out of bounds, shy of the first down mark. It'll bring up third down.
Reese, a 5'9", 165-pound sophomore, gets his first carry of the night.
Yeah, it's funny that, we were talking about the ebb and flow of schools and how you do have the down years and whatnot, but here in recent years for both of these teams, it seems like they just reload. And now we're in the ebb and flow of Midland this year.
Right, it happens.
Back to work for Huntington. Whistles, flags fly. Somebody jumped. Yep, it was a false start. I thought I saw movement on the line. So that'll back up Huntington High 5 yards. They'll replay third down, and that will bring a close to the third quarter. With your score, Huntington High 45, Cabell Midland 0. We'll be back with fourth quarter action right here from the Castle on 97.9 The River.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Mr. Cooper, we have an emergency at a middle school.
Thank you. Board office, will you activate the crisis team? This is not a drill.
In Cabell County Schools, we are ready, alert, and aware.
Wendy's has new saucy nugs. And if Wendy's found a way to make their nugs even better, anything is sauceable! For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Clock, and that signifies the start of the fourth quarter here from the Castle, where the Highlanders will have it 3rd and 7 after a 5-yard penalty for movement on the line of scrimmage, a false start. So they will look at 3rd and 7 from the 11-yard line. 45-0 your score. Huntington, it's been all Huntington all evening here from Ona, West Virginia. I'm thinking they're looking at play clock's not in motion yet. Oh, TV, sorry. The red hat is on the field. I keep forgetting that we are dual broadcasting this evening. There's multiple ways to see this game tonight. You can get it through Video Productions, where we are this evening online. You can get it on the airwaves, and you can also see it on Adelphia with our good buddy Mark Martin.
Of course, everyone's listening to us.
No, you have to think so. That's
me.
why I brought you in.
Oh, there you go.
The one, the only, the legendary Tim Stevens. And they have put 8 minutes on the clock to go to an 8-minute quarter. So it will be a rolling game, a rolling clock as well by the rule. And we were talking, Tim, the rule right now as it stands in the fourth is 32, 35.
Is 42 in the third.
Yeah, and then in the fourth.
35.
35,
so,
yeah.
So it should just continue
doing
running.
what they were doing.
Yeah.
But they've shortened the quarter to 8 minutes.
Yeah. I know, that rule seems to change from year to year, and it's different in all 3 states. So
yeah.
It's hard to keep up with it all, but it's probably a good rule. I know it helps my deadline. So
yes, right? Yeah,
I'm
exactly. And honestly, with an 8-minute quarter, it's just now 9 o'clock. This is going to be a quick out of here this evening.
Yes.
Wish the outcome would have been different for the Knights, of course. But like you said, like you were talking about, the ebb and flow of players in, players out, and now all that good stuff. They'll be back next year.
Oh, they will, and you can bet just about every team in the tri-state or even in the state of West Virginia would trade their program for Cabell Midland.
Oh, 100%.
You know, the success that they've had through the years. There are very few who could keep up with what they've accomplished through the years.
Been impressive, and they will continue to impress, I'm sure. But back to work for the Huntington High offense around the left side after the handoff and taken out of bounds and tackled by a bunch of red jerseys was Andreas Reese. On the stop for Cabell Midland was Cannon Dillon. You can also credit Carson Gue in there, and also with a bit of an assist, Elijah Pratt. So they will look at 4th down.
I think you go for it. You don't want to kick a field goal and kind of rub salt in the wound.
No, I know, but
go for it and run it and see what happens. If a kid scores, a kid scores.
Right. Well, it's so hard to tell a kid to quit.
It is.
When you've taught them all along to not quit.
Yeah, exactly.
So Huntington offense to the line of scrimmage. 4th and 6 is what they look at. The Conquo from the gun takes the snap. Rolls out right himself. Looking. Still on his feet. Rolling, looking, firing for the end zone. And it is caught. That was caught by Max Broen, number 43, the 6:35 mark of the 4th quarter.
I tell you, that was a fly ball to center field. Is what
yes, it was.
What that pass was, and Max Bro and all 6'4", 225 pounds of him just went up and got it.
So what was total yardage on that? I know they were looking at 4th and 6, but
yeah. So officially it was a 10-yard pass,
10-yarder.
although it was thrown from about the 20.
Yeah, right.
10-play drive, covered 51 yards.
Price for the extra point attempt. Kick is up. It is in, and it is good with 6:28 left in this ball game. The score, 52 for the Highlanders, 0 for the Knights. Back with more on 97.9 The River.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Cabell County Schools has a zero-tolerance policy for bullying, harassment, and intimidation. We're excited to provide the Stop It mobile app for our students. Stop It has 2 powerful features. Students may report incidents or talk directly to school officials. Cabell County students have the power to end harmful and inappropriate online or physical bullying. You can download the app from Apple or Google Play. Together, we can create a safer, kinder school community.
Tim Stevens. It is 52-0 in favor of the Huntington Highlanders, and Jordan Price set to kick it away again. Deep man is going to be Dean, Marcus Dean for the Knights. There's the kick. That one's going to bounce through the end zone as well. No chance at a return at all this evening. They'll put the touch back at the 20-yard line, and the Knights will have their offensive unit on the field once again. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line for the Knights. 5:50 left in this contest. I keep looking for a red hat when there's a delay, but the clock's rolling anyway.
Yeah, won't matter a whole lot.
Play comes in from the sidelines for the Knights as they will break the huddle and go back to the line of scrimmage. Confusion on the setup for the Knights offense. Now they'll get set. 2 wideouts here to the near side right, 1 to the far side left. There's the trouble on the exchange. And now a pass down to the 40-yard line. It's caught in the open field. Down the field, and it's going to go the distance from... Is that Jeffrey Lewis? Is that number 5?
It's like number 5.
Jeffrey Lewis scampers the distance 80 yards on the touchdown reception as Midland puts themselves on the board.
They needed something good to happen, and
that was it.
Yes, it was.
He was wide open all by himself at the 40, and then had a couple guys to beat. He turned on the afterburners and headed for the end zone.
Yes, it was impressive catch and run.
So Jeffrey Lewis puts Midland on the board. And now the extra point on the way from Andrew LaFont. (52-6) is the score with the extra point on the way. Snap, ball's down, kick is up. It is in and good. With 4:21 left in the ball game, your score, Huntington High 52, Cabell Midland 7. Back with more Knights football on 97.9 The River.
Marshall Orthopedics High School Game of the Week is presented by the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute. Sponsored by the City of Huntington Highway Safety Patrol and Jason Elkins State Farm.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Reception, and that was caught by Jeffrey Lewis. Extra point was good by LaFawn. Andrew LaFawn puts it through the uprights, and now your score sits at 52-7. And LaFawn will come back out and handle the kicking duties. We've got the red hat on the field, so we've got a few more seconds to go before. Just a reminder, over on our sister stations tomorrow, the Thundering Herd of Marshall University takes on the Appalachian State Mountaineers. It's homecoming for the Herd. Lots of festivities going on down around the Joan tomorrow. You'll get the pregame show as well as the regular broadcast tomorrow on 93.7 The Dog, 94.1 ESPN radio. So if you can't, it's going to be a nice day for football. If you can make it down to support the Herd, be a good day to do it. Game time's 3:30 p.m. Pregame show starts a few hours before that on the aforementioned stations. So LaFawn will tee the ball up on the 40-yard line. First time since the opening kick.
Yeah, it was good to see you.
Yeah, no, I'm glad. As LaFawn tees it up, gets ready for the approach. Kick is away. That one's going to have a chance. Nope, he's going to let it bounce through the end zone for the touchback. That one was not too deep in the end zone, but he chose to wave it off and take the touchback with 4 minutes left in this ball game. So the Huntington High offense and a number of newer white jerseys than before are out there, new numbers.
A lot of folks getting a chance to play tonight, as well they should.
Well, you like to see that opportunity come for those guys that are on scout team, as we would call it back in practice.
Right, they practice
just as hard,
same amounts. And it's an important time for them, getting them ready for game situations in their future.
For sure. Quarterback and now Midland running players in at the last second. Back to work for the Highlanders. Handoff goes around towards the right hash mark. Out to the 22-yard line. Maybe a couple. It's going to be 2nd and 8. And it's the Conquo is still calling the signals. Now the Highlanders back to the line of scrimmage. Clock continues to roll towards the 2.5-minute mark. Quarterback from the gun takes the snap, hands it off around the right side. The brother handoff there, Trayvon to Mayshawn, goes for a first down. As the clock continues to roll here in the fourth quarter. Huntington High brings their offense back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 35. The Okonkwo brothers in the backfield. 2 wideouts to the near side left. There's the snap. Handoff is to Okonkwo. Scoots around, evades the defender or 2. He's going to get 2 or 3, maybe 4 out of that carry. It'll be 2nd and about 6. Ball will be placed around the 39-yard line is where the ball rests. Nose of the ball rests on the 39. Minute and a half to go in this one. Huntington High taking their time in the huddle. Now they'll break and come back to the line of scrimmage, looking at 2nd down and 6. from their own 39. Okonkwo in the gun, takes the snap, keeps it himself. Towards the left hole on the left side of the line. He gets hit at the midfield stripe and is taken down by Dean. Marcus Dean on the tackle. But that is good enough for another Huntington first down at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, these two brothers are quick. They're going to be something to contend with in the future.
Yeah, they talked heavily about them last week in the contest. They were at Riverside, so they got some playing time too, and they said just the athleticism and even playing on the defensive side of the ball, they're a pretty incredible duo. Okonkwo back, hands off to brother Okonkwo. That is Trayvon DeMason. Back to the original line, the short gain. They're going to give him about 4 yards, and they're going to turn it off with 12 seconds. And that will be the final score here from the Castle. Huntington High 52, Cabell Midland 7. We'll take a break. We'll come back and close things out here from Cabell Midland. I'll say thanks to Tim for sitting in on the broadcast this evening. I know you've got duties to tend to, but thanks a lot for being here this evening, my friend.
It was
always a pleasure.
It was a pleasure. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Let's do it again sometime.
We will. We'll take a quick break, come back and close things out here from Cabell Midland High School. You're listening to tonight's football on 97.9 The River.
Marshall Orthopedics High School Game of the Week is presented by the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute. Sponsored by the City of Huntington Highway Safety Patrol and Jason Elkins State Farm.
Hello, I'm Delegate Rick Griffith, a candidate for the State Senate, asking for your support. I'm honored to represent Wayne and Cabell residents, and I want to continue working for education, veterans, and important issues affecting West Virginia workers and their children and families. I would be grateful for your support. Have a great season, and remember to vote November 5th.
Paid for by Rick Griffith for Senate.
CJU is a great company to work for. We've been around for 78 years. We are an underground utility construction company all across the East Coast. We are rapidly growing, and we're seeing a huge growth in this market, a huge need for employees. We are always looking for those that are experienced, those that are trying to get their foot in the door. We have positions for everybody. We offer competitive pay. We offer competitive benefits. We take pride in having a family atmosphere at CJU's, and it's truly just a family company.
Mr. Cooper, we have an emergency at a middle school.
Thank you. Board office, will you activate the crisis team? This is not a drill.
In Cabell County Schools, we are ready, alert, and aware.
Castle one final time here on rivalry night, if you will. The Knights and the Highlanders doing battle this evening, and it wasn't too much of a battle. It was all Huntington High all evening long, and the final score 52-7 here from Ona, West Virginia. Let's run down the second half scoring summaries. It was 38-0 at the half, and then in the third, a 30-yard touchdown reception for Zaza Jackson from Avante Crawford made it. The extra point by Jordan Price was good, made it 45-0. Then at the 6:28 mark of the fourth, 10-yard pass to Max Broen for Huntington High that was Trayvon Okonkwo on the pass. So it was a 10-yard touchdown pass to Max Broen from Okonkwo. That was a 10-play, 51-yard drive, and that score made it 52-0. And at the 4:44 mark of the fourth is when Midland got on the board, courtesy of a reception from Jeffrey Lewis and that pass was from Ian Duffy. So that sets your final score at 52-7. It was a rough night for the Knights here this evening, but they move on to play next week on the road, October the 11th versus Musselman. That's kind of a haul up there, but we'll have a stream of a broadcast of the ball game from up there as well. And then on October 18th, you can come back to the friendly confines of the castle for homecoming night as the Knights will entertain Parkersburg. So that's the next couple of weeks for your Cabell Midland Knights. We'll have all that action right here on 97.9 The River. I want to say thanks again to staff and administration here at Cabell Midland, always taking good care of us, and also to my broadcast partner Tim Stevens for the evening, the vacationers, Kent Bryson and Jason Toy. We'll catch up with them down the road next week or the week after. But we want to thank all of you who made us a part of your Friday night with Cabell Midland football as well. And it's always good to see the broadcast crew from our sister station for Huntington High as well. Nice to see those guys and catch up with them, and kind of a surreal moment for me after being in the booth with Woody Woodrum for so long. And this is my first game back where he should have been here and he wasn't. So just to say, Woody, we miss you, buddy, and we think of you often. So your final score, 52-0 Highlander, or 52-7 Highlanders over the Cabell Midland Knights. For Tim Stevens and Lowell Austin back in studio, who did a fantastic job for us this evening, keeping the broadcast tight and right. We appreciate you too, buddy. I'm Chris Tatum saying good night, and thanks for listening, everyone.